think this is unlike any other national championship men's volleyball event that's been out there. USA Volleyball is going to have a significant presence here that week, and my goal is to make sure not only the Pennsylvania volleyball community, but certainly the East Coast volleyball community understands that there's going to be volleyball going on from Monday through the finals on Saturday here at Penn State, and it's going to affect all levels. I think this is just going to be a great celebration of our sport, and my whole goal with having you guys here for us is to let as many people know what's going on, so people don't think it's just Thursday night and Saturday night. I think the true volleyball fan could look at this and say, hey, I want to spend more than just 2 or 3 days in Happy Valley. Let's see if I can get there on a Monday and watch some high-level practices going on, and then head into the NCAAs and everything we have going on. So,
Coach Knipe, are you anticipating this to be a one-time thing or the start of an annual tradition?
Well, I mean, I would sure like to see it be something that's annual. To be honest with you, I just think it's too important for men's volleyball, regardless of NCAA or USA volleyball, to have a presence at our own championships. I know the women's championship has a lot of things going on with our annual convention, and there's just a lot to offer to the volleyball fan to go to the women's championship, and not in any way of competition to the women's championship. I think, though, for the true men's volleyball fan, I think you're going to get an opportunity to see a couple of different levels at this event. You're going to see a very, very high-level NCAA national championship event, and you're going to see some guys just recently removed from the NCAA that have been in our gym or maybe played professionally for a year, have the opportunity to come back and hopefully show a glimpse of what the future looks like for USA Volleyball. And also, I think you get to see something unique in the men's game. I think you get to see how closely the men's staff of the USA program, it doesn't matter if it's my staff or any staff over the years, how closely they work with the NCAA coaches and what a tight-knit volleyball community we have.
Are you anticipating bringing your full roster for the scrimmage?
I am not. Just because of timing, we can't do that. Our guys, we won't even have everybody back in our gym on the weekend of the Final Four. We'll still have some guys playing in the playoffs in Europe. What you're going to see is a mixture of some guys that will be playing for us with the Pan Am Cup team, maybe the World University Games team, and a couple of guys who would be World League roster guys. So it's a little bit of a hybrid team, but I think that one thing that everyone should be prepared to see is that the guys that are coming back can play this game, and the game changes after college, and the level will be very high.
Ms. Pav, can you, when you were a senior, Final Four was here, and can you kind of talk about what that brings back for you, the kind of memories?
If I can remember that far. 82 was kind of special because it was the first time that the NCAA championships were held in the East. I remember, and it was later in May, I think it was like May 13th or so, that the championship was held. Rec Hall was packed. The track had people standing room only. CBS came in. At that point, Rec Hall was not outfitted for lights or anything, so CBS brought in their own lights, and all the lights and the people in there jacked up the temperature to like 90 degrees in there. And the fact that in that semifinal we upset USC in 5 games, again one of the bigger upsets in NCAA men's volleyball history, kind of put us on the map, so to speak. And I think the Pennsylvania volleyball community and the East Coast volleyball community is, anytime they see red, white, and blue in their area, and I mean that within a 5-hour drive, they're going to support it. And the fact that we can now bring in an upper-level NCAA men's event, and you got USA Volleyball here, I just think people out here in our volleyball community are starving for this type of...
Coach Knipe, who's going to be involved in the clinic on Saturday? Will it be just the coaching
Well,
staff or players too?
No, everything that we do, our players will be at. They are there. They'll be helping at the clinic. They'll be on a court. They'll be interacting with the players, the coaches, everybody that will be there. The entire delegation will be helping.
You know, aside from the ones that you've won, I mean, because obviously they were great for you. What made the ones that you really liked, wherever they may be, really special for you, or really, you know, really fun to go to?
That's a great question, Joe. You know, I think obviously I'm biased to the job that we do for running any type of championship here, but and I'm not saying this because Alan's on the phone. Long Beach State does a wonderful job running the national championship. I think there's been 2 there, Alan, since
Yeah, that's true. Early 2000s, yeah.
Yeah, and I think what makes them stand out is when the event people that are putting them on understand that when a student athlete walks into that facility, that the environment, how they've dressed the facility up, everything they've done for the student athlete to make them say, this is a national championship. Not to say, well, it's just another weekend of matches. And Long Beach's done a great job with that. And that's, you know, Irvine did a wonderful job with that. And certainly, you know, we've had, even you know, last year at Stanford, you walked into the gym and you felt this is special. And that's my measuring stick, because the kids, you never know when you're going to get back and have a chance to enjoy this. And that's what I really wish, that for the 4 teams that qualify for it, they come into our place and they leave with memories that are going to be things that they don't forget for a long, long time.
You know, there's a lot that goes into running a championship, and you know, as I've stated before, I don't know if there's anyone who does it any better than Penn State, and they set the standard very high. And I think there's a really big reason why we've decided this is the right year to start this joint venture, USA Volleyball Penn State, is because I know that from our end we have very limited control of how this event is going to be run, but we have a very high expectation of how we need it to be run. You know, for what we would like USA Volleyball to be viewed as from a spectator standpoint. So I think it goes without saying that the reason why we're there is because of the men's staff there and Mark's support staff that he has there, that they're going to run an event that we want to be part of. And I think if we're going to do it, we might as well start it off and start with the standard being set so high that 3, 4, or 5 years down the line, like Mark had already said, we've really built something special.